Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is titled Mentally Disabled Daughter, Wife Cheated, Need Advice. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Let's get right into it. I'll just preface this whole thing with a little backstory. Together 13 years, married for 5. We have one daughter who just turned 12, and it is in a mental hospital for IED, extreme behavior issues, and autism. My wife is probably on the spectrum, but barely. She's been dealing with severe depression and anxiety her whole life. Also, she was very overweight up until about 4.5 years ago, when she lost all of it due to a gastric bypass. Please don't jump ahead now. 4 years ago, she was still in the honeymoon phase of weight loss. The body goes through extreme weight loss in this stage, and you don't have to do S about it, just sit there and lose it. Also, your mind goes through emotional changes as well, which brings us to the first time she cheated, which was with a guy that abused her when she was younger. That may come as a shock to some of you. She admitted everything after it happened. She was confused and didn't know why she did it, especially with a guy she pretty much hated. I wrote it off as being emotionally unstable due to the surgery, pushed it to the back of my mind, and we went along with our marriage like nothing happened. Big mistake, I know. We should have went immediately to marriage counseling. We should have set new boundaries. Something. Anything. But I'm very passive and kind of a pushover, so it is what it is. Now it's 2 years later. We move into a new apartment complex. Place was a ghetto, but we learned to love it. Got to know everyone there. It was like a big family. My daughter started to get a lot worse. She was going in and out of these 1 to 2 week inpatient mental hospitals. My wife was starting to talk about her depression again. I felt like my hands were tied, working a 14-hour-day job 6 days a week. The passion was completely gone. We constantly fought over stupid stuff. I was constantly sucked into my phone, never spending time with her, constantly turning to other things for my needs, unbeknownst to her. We maybe had intercourse once every 3 months. While I was at work, she was getting to know our neighbor, who is, of course, a wonderfully nice guy in a horrible relationship. Happens to live upstairs from my wife's sister. A lot of her family lived here at the time. They're friends, whatever. I'm cool with her having guy friends. 4 months ago, my daughter was so bad, we were having to put restraints on her to keep her from grabbing knives or breaking stuff. I finally took her to a real mental hospital where she has stayed to this day. 1 month goes by, my bed frame broke while I was at work. Weird. Another month goes by. I've noticed a huge change in my wife. She was happy again. It was like a completely different person. I started to become suspicious. This became a huge problem. I knew something wasn't right and it was affecting my job performance. I had just got the biggest raise out of all my other coworkers. Another month goes by, which brings us to July 11th, my birthday. I'm laying next to her in bed, and I've never been the type to check her phone, but I happen to look over and I see her messaging babe, and I see, "I wish you were laying with me." So starts our first fight over infidelity. She claims it's just a long distance relationship she's had and blocks him. Next night, I'm laying in bed. I notice a new contact on her messenger. Neighbor's name is now visible. How odd. You know, the neighbor she was friends with? I'm rambling. She swears it's not like that. The whole, ew, gross, I would never sleep with him, ew. We decided to continue with our planned vacation that weekend. It was good. The following Monday, I still had my daughter's cell phone. I set it up to record in the living room inside the couch. So that's how I found out. The next day, I lost my job. I moved out for a week, but talked to her about working it out. If not for us, then for our daughter. She seemed legitimately upset with herself. This guy apparently talked her out of harming herself, and they just kind of fell in love by accident. He's a selfish prick though. To think that ending a 13-year relationship and splitting up custody with her daughter could possibly help her depression, but I digress. I'm sorry this is so long. Thank you for whoever is hanging in there and still reading. I'm horrible at keeping things short. We are 1 month into working it out. We moved in with her sister to save up money for a house. Him lives right upstairs from me. I get to see him every morning when I leave. He's become heavily dependent on booze since she broke it off with him. He's also got heart problems, so I can't, beat him up or anything. But this S is driving me insane. She also still has him friended. She still texts him. One of our agreements was full access to each other's phones. She doesn't want to make it awkward with him, since he's our neighbor. I'm really trying my best to be patient here. I've looked out the window while she was on the porch. She was still deleting texts as soon as she sends them. She claims it's because it could potentially upset me, but it's nothing like what I think. I don't want my daughter to lose all progress because her mom wanted to F everything up. But I'm starting to lose my sanity. I see him every day, multiple times a day, sitting up there drinking his stupid beer. Imagining him effing in my bed. Imagining me sleeping on his stains. It's just too much. But I love my daughter too much. And to be honest, I love my wife way too much. I've gone through so much with her. I don't know what I'm asking here. I thought about talking to him, setting us straight, man to man, but I don't know if that's a good idea. And the first comment says, "This is quite brutal to read, but you are so deep in this that it wouldn't even matter what advice I give you. And I think most others here will be the same, that you should leave. This relationship of yours is a mess, and most likely beyond repairable, but try to be there for your daughter." And another comment says, "Bro, why are you putting yourself through all of this? She's just using you. You can be without your wife. Just leave her. She doesn't deserve you. She walks all over you. Come on, man. I feel for you, and I don't even know you." And another comment says, "Your wife has some serious mental health issues. Until she gets a handle on them and stays on top of them, you'll be dealing with this type of nonsense forever with her. You need to have the calm to Jesus conversation with her about her mental health and how it needs to be dealt with in order for the relationship to have a chance. If she refuses, just move on because you've got nothing but pain to look forward to. She can't do this on her own." Another comment says, "She doesn't want to make it awkward for him. For him? What about you, her husband? She has to go no contact with this guy. Your issue is not with him. He didn't make vows to you, she did. He doesn't owe you fidelity, she does. If reconciliation is going to be truly possible, she has to completely buy in. She has to win you back. Currently, she's treating you as a placeholder until she can figure out a way to be with someone with more resources who will put up with her lies. Reclaim your peace and divorce her. She is not worth all these trials and tribulations." And the next comment says, "You must be one desperate dude with literally negative options to put up with this S." And the OP replied, "Well, I'm just worried about my daughter. She may lose any progress she's made in the mental hospital. That's one of the only things keeping me here. I feel like I need to at least try and make it work for her sake." And the commenter replied, "Yawn. Heard that S a million times over. If you want to give your kids a good life, lead by example, by pursuing healthy relationships." Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.